My name is Teezo Touchdown, and I come from a small town, southeast Texas, called Beaumont. Right now, we have Larry Graham, who's from there, and also Barbara Lynn, two very influential rockers that I'm proud to say share the same hometown as me. My first memory of music was getting in trouble for rapping a Notorious B.I.G. lyric because I went to a Baptist like like a Baptist like preschool, and I just went rapping. It was it was the Notorious Thug song, so it was Bone Thugs and Notorious B.I.G. and I got in trouble for rapping that at a church school. So that's my very first memory. My first memory is getting in trouble for music. Next year, I would have had an arena tour under my belt. Grammy, as of now, Grammy nominated album. Next year, I'll be aiming to make sure that those accolades are coming from me. So making sure that I make a body of work that's very decorated. And besides the accolades, because I feel like those come and go, next year I'll just be another year working to make sure that my name is remembered and that my impact is looked back on for the people who come behind me to study way after my career is over. So basically just building just another brick by brick kind of thing. Next year just another brick on the construct. My song on the album means a lot to me because it comes from the interview that I did with Pigeons Planes last year when I remember like, hey, Pigeons Planes wants to do an interview with you, and like I'm such a student to the to show business, and I was very subconscious about doing interviews, so I was like, I want to do something different that's gonna last the test of time. So I love doing jingles, so for my question answers, I made jingles for every question. So the Roses one was the one that I really liked. So I had a session with Brendan O'Brien out in LA, and I played it for him, and I was like, I want to take this and make it like a actual song, because I literally always stop and smell the roses. When I'm walking on the sidewalk or street, I stop and smell the roses. So it's a very literal song, and it's just a reminder to myself and anyone else. This industry and this life and your career and chasing these dreams, we like to suppress a lot of things because we're grinding or hustling or whatever. But it's just a reminder to stop and really take those moments that you can't buy with money or you can't go back and relive. So that song is very special to me because it's going to be a reminder for the rest of my life and career to always stop and appreciate the moment. Be very present in the moment. Stop and smell the room you're in. Feel the seat that you're sitting in. Be very present in the moment because time really, it goes so fast. Wow. With the lean gut. Best piece of advice, I'll start recently, is intent. Make sure everything that you do has intent. That's the best advice, is just be an intent of everything that you do. Don't really just make a silly move because of the time or because of circumstance. Just make sure everything is intentful. As cliche as it sounds, the best type of advice I've gotten about music or creativity is have fun. When you hear it and you ask for advice from someone, because no one can tell you, hey, the door of success is right down the hall, make a right. If that was the case, I think everyone would be successful. But the one thing that they say is, one, have fun, and then on top of that, keep going. Because you say have fun, it's not always going to be fun, but as long as you keep going, wherever you end up, you'll be all right. That is not personal. It's not personal at all. I learned that from Madonna. If you take anything personal, you're not going to last in this industry. Because it's like, people say like it's business or whatever, but you have to understand that people have we all have our best interests at heart. And you have to understand that you're going for your best interest, and then the other parties are going for their best interest. So don't take it personal. Yeah, just don't take it personal. Not taking it personal. I've taken stuff personal, and because I'm a very personal person, and like this, a lot of like for me, there is like the person who looks in the mirror is Teezo Touchdown. The person who's in front of the camera is Teezo Touchdown. So I was taking a lot of things personal and like, oh, I'm giving my all. Why isn't that being returned onto me? And that's one thing I learned to not, because if you take it personal, you're going to look up and you're not going to trust anyone. You're not going to love what you're doing. You're going to think everyone's out to get you. Just believe it for yourself. Don't really take outside opinions or anything. I mean, not outside opinions, but like outside, opinions on other people or other experiences. Really see it and live it for yourself. And then once you do that, just don't take it personal. Enjoy the experience. When I hit a creative roadblock, how I get inspired is being like, I do videos, I do the artwork, I do like creative direction, and it's not to be like, oh, I'm micromanaging the people around me or I don't trust them. It's more that really eases my creativity. If I hit a block with writing or being like a musical artist, well, I go more into like the film or photography. It just keeps the muscle working. It's kind of like stretching. So when I hit a wall, I just try something else creative. But I want to get in like the painting, because I was always told in school, like I used to doodle, and they used to like, no, like don't doodle. So I feel like I would be a good painter, but they stopped that. So, but everything else, I kind of just try it, because everything helps. Music helps the visuals help the fashion, and so on and so forth. One thing people should know about me or my music is that if you're hearing it and I've released it, that means that I meant it. I often sometimes look at songs and I love them and not love them sometimes. But the simple fact, if it's out, that means that I meant it. It was intentional, and it comes straight from the mind and the heart. That's Teezo Touchdown. The Texas Oil Tycoon. Watch your step. I would have to say Shorty Scott. Shorty Scott, because he was the first, one of like the first artists to tell me like, yo, not even tell me, or I just heard that like, yo, he's inspired by what I do. And I feel like that's the most sick thing you can do, is tell someone like, yo, I'm inspired by you. Because a lot in this profession, and even other professions, people will be inspired by you, and they would imitate your formula, and you would never know, because they would go to the grave, but they would never tell you. So to tell someone, hey, I'm inspired by what you do, that just recently happened, and I'm just very appreciative of that, because that doesn't really happen, and that should be the new norm. We should say, hey, this is who is influencing me right now. Like, so I give it to Shorty Scott, but it's a lot of artists who I'm listening to right now. So I do a speed round. Baby Sosa, Hook, Bear One Boss, so on and so forth. All those people are inspiring me right now. A lady by the name of Taylor Hayden, who I give a lot of the credit to, who pushed me when I didn't know, when I was just not even taking this serious. Like I knew that, cause music been a part of my life or whatever, but it was a point of time where I wasn't taking this serious. And I give a lot of credit to what everyone sees now as far as Teezo Touchdown, to her impact and influence on my life. I always stop and smell the roses when one door closes, another one opens. Ha! Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler the Creator. Changed my life. Why did it change my life? It was it's literal and figurative. Like, I'm on my first tour right now because of Tyler the Creator. I got my first Billboard placement because of Tyler the Creator. So it's like, and being on the road and seeing how he performed this album, and the musicianship and the professionalism, is really changing how I move as an artist. Even how I communicate with my team, being on this tour is really showing, it's really changing me literally by the day. Every time I see the show at the end of the night, I'm inspired. I see the same show every night, but every night it's like a new surprise because it's just so inspiring. And even, like I said, the world building of that album, how cohesive it is, the DJ drama talking over it, because I grew up to a lot of mixtapes, and a lot of the music I listen to has a DJ screaming over it. I love that about it. And yeah, it's changed my life completely.